Not yet. But if I come up with one, I'll be sure to ask. Where's the kid?
We thought he was in the upper city, holed up nice and tight inside the bell tower compound. But as it turned out, the fox got nervous. Didn't like the look of Tong's flex stick, so they moved his son someplace safer.
What could be safer than inside bell tower headquarters?
You're about to find out, migrant. They're holding him just around that corner in the basement of an old noodle factory. Won't be easy getting him out either, because the men guarding him aren't your typical bell tower police. These are warriors, specially trained, heavily augmented.
I have a feeling I may have met them before. If that's the case, you got an escape plan?
You are the escape plan, my friend. Didn't Tong tell you? If bell tower finds out anyone else is involved, things are going to get very ugly in Lower Hensha.
So Tong's willing to risk his kid's life on one man's abilities?
Not necessarily. When you get to Tong's son, give him this. He'll know what to do with it. Now get going. Wouldn't want you to miss your next ride.
Handheld device? Okay. As he came upon the vehicle, he perceived that just the engine they're in struck forth the rune was good. It was a line filled with string. What are you talking about? What manifesto are you quoting here? This is scary, man. Really? No more auto unlocking device space? Have I filled up everything? I have so many of these. I should sell some. Do I have any stunken darts? Trunk darts. Anything I can toss? I'll use this one and grab that one. Placement Crusader Kings 2. I have not played Crusader Kings 2 in... I think by now it's years. That game is so good though. Basically, if I'd stream like 8 hours every single day, I'd probably play some Crusader Kings on a day or two. Plan to stream more often now that holidays are coming? I don't think so actually, Ghost. It would be interesting to stream more, because I would like to, there's so many cool games to play, but at the same time, there's a whole lot of stuff that I want to make sure to get around to. For one, obviously, just, seeing family again during the holidays, that would be nice. I want to spend some more time with family, because I haven't seen them in a long while. That's what happens when you get older, Everybody has their own lives, and you don't really get together that much. So I'm gonna make sure to spend a little bit more time with them. I want to spend some more time preparing for PhD stuff, so reading more, working more on that, practicing a little bit more calligraphy, going out a little bit more, just basically unwinding a little bit more. Hello, why can't I get in there? As much as I enjoy streaming, it's also a very isolating thing to do. Because you just sit here and, on the one hand, I get to have fun with you guys. But on the other, there's this issue of, basically this being it, I still sit inside. And then a lot of the time. That's actually something I want to see if I can move away from a little bit. Not streaming, but just the, oh god. But being inside so much, and then sitting and being passive like that. Even though I do want to, of course, read more for research. Don't turn around, don't turn around, don't turn around, don't turn around. You blacked out there for a second. What happened? Nothing, Hathor. You may want to clear our chat for a second. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay, Huther. It's just you know, the marker leaves its taint. Yes, I said taint. Har har. Can we not go through there? Do we need to go through the muck? I think the collectors assumed direct control over him. Oh yes, they I think they hacked his chip. That's the problem. Okay, just a dead end, I assume. You know, it's fun. Game series Disciples. I think I've seen those advertised. I've never played them. So geocaching, hiking for nerds. See, now that does sound cool. Don't you need like a GPS setup for that though?
I've got a possible visual.
Nope.
Get over there.
Nope.
You go footsteps.
Oh god, not enough energy. Not enough energy. Yeah, but particularly reading more. I haven't been reading that much at all. And one thing I've been doing now is, this is also why I moved the stream an hour earlier. By the way, holy crap, how cool is that? But yeah, that's also one reason why I moved the stream an hour earlier, is so that I can spend like an hour from 10 to 11 just read again. Just spend good time reading. And you know what, Huther? I finished Time of Contempt. So I think I'm up to, what was it? Something Fire. Isn't it? The next book in the series. Wait, is this nothing? Did I take them out for nothing? Hello. But yeah, that's because I love reading, and I've been finding that the older I get, the less time I have to distribute it around to all my interests. And it's not that, I mean, I have less time than I've had before, but it's also just a case of having more interests. The older I get, the more things I start appreciating, the more things I want to do, the more hobbies I have, the more money I have to pursue various hobbies, which inevitably means that there's less time to do everything that I'd like to do. These grenades, there's just so many of them. Scour the local area for pleasant coffee shops or cafes within walking distance. Get some exercise, take a book to read, and stay there for a while. See, now you're talking my language. I generally, grenade launcher? Whoa. I generally walk places anyway. I don't drive. And, oh, is this, that's the door from earlier. Okay, that's interesting. I don't drive, and, you know, I don't bike either. I'd like to bike again, but I'd need to buy one of those folding bikes so I can commute with it. You know, just, hello. To keep it multi-applicable where possible. But yeah, that's a good idea. Walk to a nice cafe somewhere and have a read there. Have a nice cup of tea. Huh, well, hello. Have I considered streaming all the Final Fantasies? I've never considered that. Aren't there like 15 of those? Oh, I thought that... Oh! Landing makes noise. You know, I have so many of these automatic unlocking devices. I should start using some of those. I'm gonna quick save because I think using this makes me detectable, doesn't it? Used to do that every now and then with the local pub. You actually read most of time and content in the pub. Ooh. It's an app you can use to find the geocaches. Oh, that's interesting. Tongs crew gathering en masse. Informants suspect op location compromised. VIP remains priority. Advised withdrawal and regroup. Super 60. Solid copy on sitrep. Negative on relocation. Informant is missing key intel. Singapore just delivered shiny new carrot to Harvester hideout. Crew most likely rushing over to inspect the goods. Wouldn't be surprised if next time we see him, Tongs here is sporting a new arm. Yes, he was. 6 Super 9er VIP Skewer remains Royal PITA. Super 6 Bravo nearly shot him over a request for soda. Advised VIP quarantine and escalation of authority. Super 60. Negative on escalated authority. Super 60. Mission directive calls for careful management of VIP to avoid political ramifications. No complications. We know he's a pain in the ass, but you have to take it easy on him. Think of him as a political prisoner. You mishandle this, we warn the streets, guaranteed. If you have a cell phone, decent GPS, you can use that, but you can also get a fancy field GPS that's a bit more rugged. Ah, that's cool. Just use cell phone GPS. That does make it more possible, actually. See, I know somebody who does that kind of stuff, you know, the geocaching, and I know she has like a full actual GPS. Really? Clipping issue? Oh god, that's one of the tough ones.
I saw you.
I saw you too, buddy. Whew. There's 17, if you recall, without including all the spin-offs. Yikes, 17? Okay, you've seen how long it took me to finish The Witcher 3, right? And now you're asking me to finish 17 Final Fantasies? I mean, don't get me wrong, I've seen some things of that new Final Fantasy. I don't know which one it is, 15 or something? And I have to say, that one looks amazing. And it reminds me of... it reminds me of Witcher 3, actually, seeing that. I've heard some streamers actually describe the experience as fairly close to Witcher 3 as well. So, you know, don't get me wrong, that sounds wonderful to my ears. But it seems like a task I just wouldn't be able to finish. Wait, have I been here? I have been here. Okay, that's just directly lead you here. That's interesting. I'll take that credit chip, don't mind if I do. Barrow pipe and jacket. Indeed, indeed. Smoking jacket. Get out your pipe and smoking jacket, boys. You have a fancy field GPS too, which is nice to have around, but all the administration happens on cell phone. Ah. So yeah, that's what the a friend of mine has as well. One of those sturdy, real, hiking GPS type of things. 11 of 14s are MMOs, to be honest. They don't have to be played. Most of them can be finished about 20 hours. That is... 20 hours is not that bad. Fair enough, I'll give you that. 20 hours is very doable. The old ones can take even less time. I don't know, it seems interesting because... I like those strategies, those old JRPGs, even though, the term RPG is a little bit loose there. The only downside is the amount of reading.
Access granted.
Let's open your cell door and turn off all the cameras. See, I actually like those games, but in fact my absolute favorite is just classical computer RPGs. The Wasteland 2 type of RPGs. But I'm always concerned with the amount of reading that it wouldn't be an engaging experience. Because at least with this one, you get to see me sneak around, you get to see me shoot people, you get to see me be very active in general. That's always my concern when it comes to that type of gameplay. A young tracer tongue? Well, what do you know?
You tongues, kid.
So my mother keeps telling me, but you are neither bell tower nor Chinese.
Hey,
Am I to assume my honored father is covering his back by sending you in to spring me instead of his harvesters?
Wise assumption. Let's get out of here.
I don't think so. Last time I checked, bell tower had a lot of firepower out there. I'm not willing to risk my neck on the unlikely possibility that you neutralized all of it. No offense, American.
None taken. I wasn't crazy about the odds myself, but when I questioned it, I was told to give you this.
Well, way to go, Father. This changes everything. Assuming they reassembled it correctly. You ready to go?
What's that thing?
I feel a lot more confident about things if I knew what the device was and exactly what you intend to do with it.
You mean they didn't tell you? Not surprising, I suppose, given how much Father enjoys his little secrets. I assume you've noticed how his harvesters like to repurpose existing technology?
I have
If you mean
indeed.
steal it from other people and sell it to new customers, then yeah, I noticed.
Not necessarily a practice I approve of, but not everything gets resold. Sometimes it is taken apart and reassembled into something more useful. A handheld version, for instance, that doesn't need to be implanted in the human body to work.
That's the
You're still not
cloak I've
telling
been
me what
about.
that thing is.
Easier if I just show you. So, shall we leave?
So I'm calling it, this is the cloak. There are 13.3? Wait. There's 13.1 to 33? See, this is what I mean. Final Fantasy is too confusing to me. 13.1, 13.3, 10.2, for... blah. Just, for one, Final Fantasy. Final. I know the story. It was the last game they made, and they expected to be going over, and then it turned out to be a super hit, so they made another one. I know.
Tell me something first. How the hell was Bell Tower able to nab you?
Whatever do you mean?
Come on, kid. I may not be 100% up on the triads, but I'm betting your dad's not far from becoming a dragon head. I find it highly unlikely that the local authorities could just waltz in and take off with his son.
Under normal circumstances, you would be right. But in this case, I'm the one who waltzed over to them.
You volunteered to be kidnapped? Why?
Let's just say, my father and I do not share the same love of augmentations. I find them dangerous and not something our family should be putting so much trust in. But father expects me to... how do you say it? Follow in his footprints? So a change of scenery is required.
I'm not following you.
Tong Si-hung would never willingly allow his only son to leave his side. I needed a way to convince him that I had to leave Hengsha immediately.
So you orchestrated the kidnapping.
Nice.
You're playing with fire, kid. By pitting the Triads against Bell Tower, you've put the entire population of Lower Hengsha at risk.
That may be true. But you are here to rescue me, aren't you? So my plan seems to be working this far.
Right. And sometimes the more power you think you have, the more quickly it slips from your grasp.
I will try to remember that, American. Are you ready to go now?
Yeah, but stick close. Your father and I have some unfinished business to take care of, and it all goes to shit if I don't get you back to him in one piece.
Don't worry about that. I'll make sure Father sticks to his promise. Maybe even get him to throw in a little extra. But as grateful as I am for your assistance, from here on in, it's every man for himself. See you later.
Oh, Cloak, I was so surprised. Smooth operator. Well, we are free to head on back. Can I get back in there? No. Wasn't there a last game, to be honest? It was the last chance to make something to bring them back from bankruptcy, which it did. Yeah, that's what I mean, that they made it with the knowledge that it could very well just be the last thing they did. So they called it a Final Fantasy with the idea of, you know, maybe it won't work out, maybe this is it, so, you know, at least let's go out with a bang. Final Fantasy VII is your bay. It's epic. I have no idea what Final Fantasy VII is, you know, comparatively to the others. Chrono Trigger 2? Oh, Joe, Chrono Trigger is so good. I have it around here somewhere. I have the DS version of Chrono Trigger, which is supposed to be sort of the definitive version, if you will. It has a little after-ending extra challenge you can do. 3 extra areas that unlock, and that you can then play through. It's very interesting, very well done. It's so good. So I've played through all of that on the 3DS just recently. So much fun. So much fun. Oh, that's where I am. I loved Chrono Trigger. It is beautiful, and the music to Chrono Trigger. That is, I'd like a not a remix, but like an orchestrated Chrono Trigger. I'd love that. I've only played a little bit of Chrono Trigger and Cross. I've never played Cross because it was on the system I didn't have. I was very much Nintendo back in the day. I've heard Cross isn't that good, but never played it, so I don't know. 1.6 for 2D top-down graphics. Oh yeah, yeah. See, Joe, it's amazing, isn't it? Final Fantasy VII was the first series was released in Europe. Oh, is that it, Mighty Sid? See, I can remember one of them being on, I think, the NES. See, Scaparmal, that is the question that I'd have as well. What Final Fantasy should you play if you've never played a Final Fantasy before? Where are we supposed to go now? Alright, there we go. 6 would be great to start off on. Chrono Cross is a great game. No, it's flawed. You love the soundtrack. Okay. I literally don't know a thing about Chrono Cross. Would we be able... we can just run down at least and then take the last... that one down. I'm gonna go one more down just to see... No. Still boarded up. Fair enough. I think I've seen Sirgnum play through Final Fantasy. Sirgnum is Sirgnum. He's a cool streamer. I haven't seen him stream that much lately, but he's very cool. He's very relaxed, is what I'd say. It's very calming to watch him. Just watch the Final Fantasy movie in your set. Oh, is that a little bit of anime there, Fub? With the kawaii?
You have talent, Jensen. You ever need a job, you
Such
tell
a silly
me.
emote.
I'll hook you up.
I take it the kid made it back in one piece.
He says I owe you a weapon. I always repay my debts. With interest.
That's one debt paid. Now tell me what you know.
Bell Tower keeps 2 ships in port. They think nobody notices, but I keep an eye. Every couple of days, one of them loads up in the middle of the night and sails out.
Heading where?
A wise man doesn't ask. I just know the Heizen Su pulls out tonight. And where she make port, I bet you find your scientists.
That's a whole lot of maybe, Tong.
True.
In the middle of the
But
ocean,
maybe
right?
you lucky more
Panchea.
times than I can count.
Bell Tower runs tight security. How do you expect me to get on their ship?
One of my boys will leave a package inside a locker for you in an equipment shed. You find it, we talk, and I tell you what to do next.
I'll be waiting with bated breath, I'm sure.
Hold on, that was a little bit quick. There's a package that you're gonna get. Grenade launcher? Okay, that's pretty cool. There was a package somewhere, and by the way, can somebody tell me where I can sell things? I know there was a merchant somewhere here. Bell serves up to ears. They have a heavily guarded port in Hengsha. If I can get past this front gate, I should be one step close to finding Megan and her team. Okay. Where? Oh god. Oh god, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. But I know there was a merchant here somewhere. I think he was in the hive. Was he or was he in the hotel? Because I seriously just need to do some merchantry. Why is... Wait, why do I need to go down? You want me to exit downward? Hold on. Spirits Within, best movie ever? Are you trolling? It flopped so hard that Square got acquired by Enix. Oh, is that how Squeenix was started? You don't remember? You know what? Fine, I'll deal with this and maybe we'll just drop some stuff if we need to.
But police decided to shut down the legal rally prematurely.
Great graphics. See, that's what I've heard of. That's what I can remember, at least. Back in the day, that people were talking about how amazing the graphics was. It was lifelike. You wouldn't be able to distinguish it.
You want some friendly advice? Stay away from the Bell Tower boys patrolling the street.
Looping wrong, eh?
You buy or sell? I do it all. Look at a computer and see for yourself.
Where is the nearest merchant? Well, fortunately, the game had us. You know what? These things are fine, but I've never used them. I just hack. I'm starting to think I may want to get rid of the Typhoon ammo, but I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm going to really want the Typhoon around. That there's going to be a battle in my future where I seriously need the Typhoon. So I'm going to keep it around. Let's get tranquilizer darts and stun gun darts. There we go.
Yeah, I will be right here.
Oh, that cleans up. Wonderful.
Tell me something, Lawai. Why is it that every